it's really pointed that so many people are offended by the term plus size. People feel this need to defend you against that concept, or defend you against this idea that that could be an insult.
I'm Solange van Doorn, and I'm with IMG Models.
My name is Chloé Véro.
I'm Lynn.
I'm Yvonne Simone, and I am with IMG.
When I first started modeling, people would say like, so what do you model then? Because you're not skinny, like do you just face model? I'm like, but it's my head to my toe, I get paid head to toe, not just for my face.
If you just take like 100 women who are all a size 2, they're all going to have different bodies, right? But the variation between their bodies is going to be probably a little bit less than if you say take 100 random women who all happen to be a size 22.
Right.
Yeah. Because once you get more adipose tissue on the body, like the distribution of that changes. So I think that creating clothes that work for a ton of women in a particular size is like a little bit more complicated, like once you get over a certain size.
Yeah.
So I would say, I think it probably is a little bit of laziness. Like they haven't figured it out.
And like these brands who want to be on the side of like innovation and be at the forefront of fashion and be making all these like lines and memorable collections and wanting to have people talking about, their brand and like their name as like a house in fashion. They're just like, yeah, but we don't want to do that.
Because you love this stuff, like of course we all love like the things that like some of these big designers make, but yeah, it's true. It's like you buy it, they don't market to you at all.
It also goes to say too, like you'll watch for show season and everything, and they'll have like one non-straight size girl walking the runway, and it like becomes this big deal. And I mean, walking a show alone for me is a big deal, but I think because I'm not straight size, the fact that makes it a big deal is that's where I'm just like not cool with.
You want to like help embody that creativity or like be a part of this vision, but then you kind of start to figure out like without knowing, like you kind of can't sometimes. But I think for all of us, like we're all pretty strong-minded, like we think we can eventually.
I think with editorials and stuff like that, it's getting better, yes, but how I view it, I think it still comes down to a thing of tokenism, and like I feel like especially with our community, like we all know each other, we all know, like obviously I'm rooting for everyone because I'm just so happy to see everybody getting out there, but I think what happens is that, especially what I've been noticing, is that they get their one girl and they just start working that one girl. They're like, this is our girl, she's a superstar, she's in, and then they set her up, she goes, and they're like, all right, who's the next one? Next one though, one.
Like they use one of us to like represent
all of us.
And like there's like thousands of things that we could be, but like Chloé gets to rep all of it if she's on the shoot, and you're representing everybody who's mixed of anything. You know what I mean? It's like, why is it just one?
The fact that we still have to have this conversation means that we're not there yet. Means that there isn't full diversity. Means that there isn't, the fact that people are still asking like, does it make you feel weird to be plus? It's like models, how about that? Or like we're all working, it's just an overall like common theme. If you have to ask, we're not there yet. It's not fixed,
I vividly remember looking at and seeing some type of representation, and it still wasn't even accurate representation for the kid I was Beyonce for L'Oreal, because that's when I was just like, my queen, like she's on TV, she's brown like me, and then after I was like, all right, like who looks like me though? Like,
I mean, we have a truly like diverse and inclusive world. Like there's not going to be a point made of like, look at a girl this size and this color who's like, showing up in this editorial or this gender identity or whatever.
No one's gonna think twice.
No, it's just gonna be everybody has representation in some way.
I never thought I could would want to go back and tell younger me like, you did it. Like you're who you wanted to be, like to the T, girl. Like you did it. Like you did that. But she had to go through everything to get there.
I'm literally just trying to be in this vessel, doing what I do, doing the job that I've always wanted to do, and like that's it. Like,
and that in itself is a triumph.
I think that the biggest triumph for me is just all the messages that that I receive, and I'm sure you receive as well, from young girls who are looking for representation, and then they see a picture of us and say, oh my God, I felt like shit today, but I saw a picture of you and you look normal and I feel represented and validated now.
I love my job at the end of the day. I love my job and I'm so happy to be there, but I want so many people to feel that same amount of excitement.
Like I take pride in having a good time, seeing it for what it is, knowing that it does not make my life, and I think that that's important to remember.
It was when I chose to take time off and have a baby.
Yeah.
And then I was like out of work for like 6 months or something. That is when I realized how important the job was to me. That's when I realized when I couldn't do it anymore and I wasn't sure what my body was gonna do and if I was gonna be able to come back to it, if the industry was gonna forget about me after I didn't work for 6 months. I was like, suddenly like, oh my God, oh, I really wanna do this. And I found my pride. That's like when I found my pride in my job.